this morning. Oh boy. What are you doing?
I'm trying to have a fire to warm up. It was going a bit better, but I didn't tend it very well, and now it's kind of crappy, but it's okay. I'm warming up anyway because now it's in the sun. I woke up early because my blood sugar was low and I had to have some sugar. And so I decided to get a fire going early. Now it's first we have the coffee, then we do the things.
Coffee?
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's do coffee.
I went to the bear bin and got our food bag out. There's no mouse little bastards in it, so that's good. And usually it's first we do the coffee and then we do the things, but this morning it was first we have the sugar, then we have a fire, then we have the coffee and do other things.
I woke up in time for coffee.
Yes. Yes, you did.
We've got a boatload of things to do today. Ha ha, get it? Boatload. But first we has the coffee.
Then we do the thing.
Since it's actual lake water, it's always a good idea to let it boil for about a minute. Just to make sure you kill all the bad stuff. It's already been boiling for a bit, so it's time. Before we came out, I pre-packaged little breakfast packets. Each one has 2 Nutri-Grain bars, an oatmeal, and coffee. I named this one Shane 1. Oh, I must remember to actually put some water in the oatmeal before I put the coffee in the water, or else I'd be having coffee. Oh wait, that might be brilliant. I'm gonna try something. First you have the coffee. Put your garbage in your empty Ziploc. And then in the style of Jim Baird, you stir it with your knife one way, stir it with your knife the other way, and then back and forth up and down the middle. You put the coffee in the oatmeal. This could either be the most brilliant thing I've ever come up with or the dumbest thing I've ever come up with. Still not sure yet. had the coffee. Now we're going to do the things.
Yeah, things. All the things.
So our plan is to first try and bushwhack our way up to another lake that's over that way that I could see from satellite imagery. There's no established trail. It's not in the description of the park brochure. And the lake also doesn't have a name. So we'll name it when we get there. Or maybe you guys could name it. What do you think it should be called? I guess you just have to wait until you see it.
Yep.
After that, we're going to come back, probably have some lunch, and then we're going to throw the boats in the water and see if we can actually run a small creek up to the next lake, which is called Panicle. We ran it a few times last year and it was pretty fun. The water's really high, so we don't know how fast it might be moving. We also don't know if there's any blowdown across, so I'm going to have to bring the saw just in case we come across any blowdowns, and I'll have to saw my way through it while in the boat, which could be very interesting. Danger Shane!
Danger. Oh. We found this giant anthill, and Shane's getting some shots of it. In this area, most of the time we find these ant colonies near trees that are not doing so well. And a little while ago I hypothesized that maybe the ants kill the trees when they start making a nest around it. And lo and behold, beside this giant old anthill is the root ball of a very old tree that fell over long ago.
So to really show how big this ant colony actually is, I'm laying next to it. You can see the length of my body. I'm 5'9", and it's taller than the length of my body. And it's also raised about probably 1 foot 4 inches off the ground at its highest point. There are countless entrance and exit holes, and it is just swarming with ants. This is no small feat. It is absolutely amazing to see something like this.
I almost stepped in a big pile of bear poo. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of that root ball. It's just stuck up in the air. Wicked. I love finding stuff like this. I love finding stuff like this in the woods. So here is the root ball of a giant tree that fell over. This is obviously where the tree was, and it fell over and then the roots popped out. It looks like it died and fell over because of this cubical rot. I can't remember the holding of it, but it's some kind of cubical dry rot, and you can tell it is because it's you can see the little cube shape. And if the tree gets too much of that going on in the roots, and you usually find it at the base of the tree, too much of it obviously will weaken the tree, and then it'll just fall over. A nice little gradual hill there down to that little point.
We have arrived at the other lake.
This is Nib Lake.
Nib?
Nib Lake. Look, there's
So almost every time we find a point on a remote piece of lake or land or whatever, there is generally a fire ring. I'm still not actually sure why people build campsites on points, but they do. It's just something we've discovered. If you want to look for hidden campsites, look for a point on a body of water. So we're heading down to this point on this small unnamed lake. And it does not appear that anybody has ever camped here. We are now heading back through the burn after checking out that lake. It looks really awesome and really fun. It would be a very short portage to carry our gear over and actually go camp on that other lake. We have a couple other things on the agenda for this trip. So once we get back, it'll be lunchtime. And then...
shoot time.
shoot time.
Yeah. No.
So for anybody that's ever played Skyrim, we found a real life creep cluster. Like ingredients. It's big though. It's really big.
Yeah, I don't know what it would have been. Whether a juniper bush or something. I don't know. But
how many Cheryls wide is it? I wonder if she stands right in the middle, you can get an idea of how big this cluster actually is.
Try not to break it.
But I swear, it's huge.
So I'm 5 feet tall, so my arm span is also 5 feet. Fun fact, your height is your arm span. Yeah, so that's 5 feet. From the center, basically.
It is very, very big.
So I'd say it's about, like, maybe even 10 feet across at its widest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What's it's got in its food bags? So I packaged my own meals this time instead of using sidekicks. So this one is garlic curry, which I blended my own spices in with rice. And this one is called spicy as f***, because I put a lot of spicy stuff in it. So my plan is, one of these is like 2 servings. I tried to kind of emulate a sidekick, and then I'm going to do the good old slice up some pepperonis and throw them in. Which one do I pick? I'm feeling adventurous. And we're going to go on a big adventure after lunch. Spicy as f***. You slice up the pepperonis, and then you put them in the stuff. Except this time my stuff is homemade. I'm not using sidekicks. I still don't know how it's actually going to turn out, because I've never tried to make my own rice flavored thing before. But I'm hoping it's going to be pretty... Oh, I lost my pepperoni on the ground.
Oh, no.
That's okay. Not the first time I've eaten food off the ground. Probably not the last. I've got my spicy as f*** rice with pepperonis in it. I'm about halfway done it already. Actually, I just tucked right in. It was really good. It's almost like a delayed spicy. You eat it and you don't really taste much of anything. And then you wait 10 seconds and it just like, whoa. You can really feel it. But I was just talking with Cheryl And I realized doing it this way, not only do you eliminate, like, you know, the chemicals and preservatives of having sidekicks or whatever, since I've already labeled this bag spicy as f***, when I get home, I can just make another batch of this and just keep reusing this one bag over and over and over again without producing extra garbage. So I was being eco-friendly when I wasn't even really trying to be eco-friendly. I just wanted to do a sidekick alternative that we could make cheaper at home. So that's a win on multiple fronts. So yeah, you can make your own little side dishes. Just grab some spices and a box of minute rice. Off you go. I labeled it right. The deeper I get into it, the hotter and spicier it's actually getting. My nose is running, and I'm starting to sweat into my head thing. It's actually giving me sweats.
Oh no.
It is literally spicy as not for the faint of heart.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Woo.
I'm just gonna keep filming you until you either finish it or give up.
Almost done.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm gonna finish it.
Okay, well, yes,
Not all over myself first. I think all the spice like gravitated down into the little bit of liquid that's left.
Oh yes, most likely.
Because it's getting real concentrated.
Oh my god, like don't give yourself a heart attack.
Nope. This is fine. Oh my nose. Just liquid left now.
Oh my god.
Woo! Oh yeah.
Danger Shane. Oh, water's not going to make it any better.
No, it's not. You're right.
We do not have any dairy. That was not very smart. That does not go in the smart book.
Finished it.
You did finish it.